Hey guys, how's it going? It's February 8th, 2018, 9:05 p.m. and I need to keep this very short, quick, and although I'll try to expand as much as I can just to give you guys basically the heads up on what's happening. Read the description for most of it. So I posted one message on the forum. You guys can read it. It's basically short and sweet. And it was fairly short for me. That's what I call a short message. I generally don't post one-liners. I'll let you guys read it. Basically, I cannot really measure what's happening with the Wikia because, as far as other than participation, and that's where it basically comes down to it. So that's enough of the Wikia. So I really don't have anything to show you at the moment, but here's what's going to happen. As I've said in the title, it's like basically action speaks louder than words. What you guys aren't seeing is really what I can't show you, nor it would probably bore the hell out of you because it's a process where I have to figure out what will work, what's going to take time, analysis, how much programming will a certain method or methodology require, etc. So I got to get to cleaning very shortly. Actually, I was supposed to be doing it last night. I spent 3 hours on this. So I'm telling you right now, the fact that I'm still doing it, and you can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm very serious. I'm tired of having to reset my plan. But I think it's because I'm scared. I'm scared of different things. I'm scared, not scared of failure, I don't think, but I'm setting my goals way too small, I think. It's okay to start off small, but I got a big plan now. Like a really, really, really big plan. Let's just roll back the clock a little bit here. And I kind of had the idea right, but then I was going to Mickey Mouse it around, I think. And the whole idea was what RTS was originally meant to be. If I only had an engine, if I only, and the funny thing is, if I only had an engine, if I only had a simulator, if I only had something to go on it, and then lo and behold, Run 8 came along. And for 6 years, it really did everything that I was looking for, up to the point where things change, people change, people come, people go, you know, things expand, you know, just like in the real world, you got railroads that they get torn down, they, you know, various things happen. I mean, I remember the day I can I can reminisce on the days of old where trains used to go through my hometown of Niagara Falls. I drive by all the time, and I think of the good old days when trains used to go up by Clifton Hill, and you know, they're not coming back. Now, I'm still very interested in Run 8. In fact, I was on the Run 8 Depot forums, and there's some very interesting conversations going on. In fact, I would say their forum activity has picked up as of late, as far as I'm concerned. At least it seems that way. There's some interesting conversations on there. There's a lot of talk about the new routes. There's still, you know, I think some people are growing. If I was to sense, and I would sense that some people are growing a little impatient. I would say I was probably, well, I was already at that level a while ago, but that's, you know, that's just me. These are human beings. They have lives, they have families, they have health, they have all kinds of things. So like I said before, and from many times, I got my value out of Run 8 a long time ago. Now I want to address the non-disclosure agreement that I am bound by. First of all, what I'm about to do, although not right away, will eventually put me in potentially a form of competition with Run 8. So it isn't going to happen right away. It's going to gradually, over time, lead to that. Who knows? I'm not only one person now. There's two of us. And I know I've had offers from other people, and I'm still open to allowing things to grow. But the bottom line is I really need to trust the people that are either with me or not with me. No offense to anybody who's offer. I really need to know what they have, what they have, and pardon me, frog in my throat. I need to basically know what their mindset is. Now, I have a lot of faith in my son. So I talked to him tonight. I already had these ideas starting to go through my head. And I told him he knows a lot of the ideas. I tell him about a lot of my ideas all the time. And I was telling him about that one idea that I had. And I said, would you like to learn this? Would you like to learn the artist side? He's only 9 years old. And I said, don't worry. I says, I'm going to learn it too. I says, but you and I can learn it together. So both him and myself, we are going to get into the 3D side of things. Because, number one, the simulator is not going to, and I say the word simulator, it's not going to be in any direct competition with Run 8 because it's going to be a different simulator. Run 8's going to do its thing. This is going to be different, at least at first. But it's going to morph into something bigger if things go well. And I say if things go well. I may stop at it if I don't make enough money, if there's not enough interest. I may, if I have the incentive to keep pushing forward, I'm going to start very small. Now, I'm going to lay this all out for you how it's going to work. First of all, my son, over the next little while, he's going to be the main artist focus. He's also going to help me in the building process with it, as far as roots, everything, whatever else comes into mind. He's going to be more along the artistic side, where I'm going to be more on the programming side. He's not into programming. He doesn't really have the interest into that. Maybe he will sometime, but he is more on the artistic side. I'm going to be more on the programming side. We will overlap. He's only 9 years old. I don't expect miracles out of a 9-year-old, believe me. But the good thing about this is, I asked him, I said, if we have this and we can do this, is this something that you're going to be interested in? Is this something you're going to be passionate about? And he thinks absolutely yes. And I thought, okay, are you sure about that? Now, he's 9 years old. I'm not going to hold him to it, but I said, the bottom line is, either he is or he isn't. I'm still doing it anyways. Okay. In other words, I'm going to do everything that he does, but I'm still going to do it anyways. It's just with him on board, that just brings it a little bit more, because now I got something on the weekends. Now, mind you, we got rafting coming up in the spring. We're going to be going rafting as opposed to screwing around with computers. But there'll be times where we're going to do that. And right now, we got plenty of time right now. So, I mean, I'm really excited about this. So excited that I don't want to clean the house. And I really need to clean the house because, But anyways, I'm going to be staying up late tonight. So I wanted to get this out as far as how this is going to go. It's still going to be based under Railroad Transportation Simulator. It's going to be RTS. This is going to be... I'm not going to... Let's just say... Well, I'm not afraid of it anymore, because originally it was going to center on this. For those of you that are familiar with the tower simulation, first of all, don't get yourself thinking, oh no, he's creating another tower simulator. He's just creating another tower simulator, and that's supposed to no. That's just the beginning. The tower simulator is where it's all going to begin. That's going to introduce me into the Unreal Engine 4. And from there, everything expands. The world that I'm going to create, that we are going to create, is going to be a virtual 3D world that is going to be fully functional. It's also going to be capable of being fully automated. As I've said in the last little while, there will be 3D dispatching. Eventually there will be 3D switching. Now you say, well, wait a minute, what does that have to do with the tower? The tower is where it's going to begin. That's my first look into it. I believe my first standalone program, which will be the base core, will probably be a tower, and the role not of engineer, not of working any trains, but a tower operator in a 3D environment. Full 3D. All in the beauty of Unreal Engine. I won't get into any more details as to what else this is going to go into other than, I won't get any more details of that. I shouldn't say that. I will. Why not? I don't care. And if somebody wants to beat me to it, so be it, because guess what? This is only the beginning. And if somebody creates a tower simulator and beats me to it, that's fine. This is the simple idea that nobody has done. We had a tower simulator, I don't know when the hell we had it, and everybody was saying, well, one day you're going to have 3D graphics and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, well, yeah, maybe. And then I don't think it ever happened. I bought that tower program. It was some Pennsylvania Railroad thing or something, and it was, I got bored of it really quickly. I have some ideas. I have some real world stuff that's going to go into it. Now, speaking of real world, a couple things. Number one, as far as editors, there is not going to be a world editor. Now, you heard that correctly. I know people want it for Run 8. I get it. There's not going to be a world. I know people want it for what do you call it? Stupid ass program that was supposed to be the talk of everything. The big flavor of the month or flavor of the year that came out last year. TSW. Everybody wants an editor for that. Here's the thing. Difference between what this is. Number one, I don't have the experience and the ability to do the graphic side of things for Train Sim World, at least not yet. I'm going to keep developing my abilities in that. Eventually I may bring in more people at some point. I'll have to think about it. We'll see. So eventually I may bring in some more artists. Eventually I may bring in some more programmers. Eventually I may bring into a lot of people. But the way it's going to start out, until I am confident enough that I need to bring in more people, or confident enough that I have the revenue needed to keep pushing forward, the way it's going to start and the way it's going to work is RTS is going to start off with the RTS Tower main program. That's going to be the basis of everything. That'll be the basic RTS program. Eventually, and it's not going to appeal to everybody, and I understand there's a lot of people that could care less about running a tower. That's okay. But that is going to be the base program. It'll be the base program that's going to be required to do everything else, because it's going to actually involve a 3D world that's very, very small. It's going to basically be an eyesight from the tower, and that's it. Nothing else. That's going to be the starting world. The difference is what gets added on and where it evolves from. I won't get into any other details other than this. I keep saying that, but then I start getting into details. Number one, it's not going to be based on real world. I do not want to handcuff myself to any geographical area or any specific railroad. I don't even want to handcuff myself to any genuine physics or anything for that matter. I want to be able to have the artistic ability and talent and freedom to simply love trains and love it enough that I can just go ahead and create and create and create and keep creating and keep building and keep doing what I have handcuffed myself for I don't know how many freaking years I've been doing it. It seems like most of my adult life I've been trying to conform to others. I've been trying to fit in. What do we all do? Back in the Microsoft Train Simulator days, what do we do? Well, you know, we like our favorite railroad, but nobody's created it yet, but, well, somebody's got the Pocahontas, and it's really, really cool. Well, I've never been up by the Pocahontas. But anyways, it is cool. You know, and then with Run 8, well, hey, you know, Tehachapi, a lot of people like the Loop and everything. Well, I've been to California once, and it's kind of cool, and, you know, but it's, you know, it's okay, and, you know, if you like needles and going out in the desert, and, yeah, there's some cool scenery, and there's some cool mountains, and there's a few other things, but, it's not home to me. And, you know, I like Folkestone. I like that. It's fun. It's, you know, there's parts of it that I like, but, you know, other than that, I like Fostoria too. There is no Fostoria. I don't know if any simulator anywhere that really has done much with Fostoria other than TD3. Now, so yeah, I mean, you can take that as a little bit of a hint. But anyways, no, as I said, I might base myself on some real world stuff, but yeah, anyways, you'll like it. And the idea is that, you know, what I do like, I'm going to expand on. I'm going to say, okay, well, this is... Because my son was basically, the reason why he likes the Tycoons is because he likes building. He likes creating the routes. He likes doing this. He likes buildings, different things. And it was just like, okay, well, you know, why don't we build our own world, you and I? We'll start with this. Like, for example, for passenger trains, I always loved the LRC. I think it's the coolest looking... I don't know if you guys know what an LRC is. Some of you may not know what an LRC is. Look it up. Via Rail had them. I never, unfortunately, got to see too many of them. But I think they're the cool. I guess there was some technical issues with them, or they were not too well. Well, guess what? We're running on computers. I think they're cool looking. So personally, I'm going to be developing my passenger equipment to be LRCs. I don't care. As long as they make the chuggity-chuggity sounds, they got their own horn, doesn't have to even be... I don't even care if it's a prototypically sound LRC. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. As long as it feels and looks like a train, and sounds like a train, guess what? It's a train. I don't care. I'm not worried about all the divots in the SD40. I'm not worried about... you know, how many difference, what's the difference between, I don't know, let's see, how many feet there is between a spike, or, I don't care. I don't care about those details. Yes, I want to have details, and yes, I want to make it look authentic, and make it look real, not a toy. But at the same time, I don't want to be bound by specific details. All I want is to have a fully operational tower. Start there, and let that become the starting point for everything else that's going to follow. Because the tower will be the first test for me for Unreal 4 to get a 3D I'm not going to worry. Also, I'm not going to worry about the random generator stuff until I learn the coding that I'm needed to get involved. And yes, I'm going to learn the C coding again. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I'll get into the C coding. Eventually, I'll probably be doing a lot of programming in C coding because I'm going to have to. I can't rely totally on Unreal 4. There's no damn way. And this thing is probably going to get a lot bigger. It may not stay in Unreal 4. Maybe I'll have to adapt to something else. I don't care. There's going to be assets. There's going to be 3D. As far as I know, I can import all kinds of 3D assets. My son and I will be creating 3D assets constantly. Now, there will be the ability for editors. So, if you don't like LRC engines, don't worry about it. As far as I know, the way Unreal 4 works, you should be able to, the program should be able to use whatever assets and load them up. And so, in other words, if you want to use an F40PH-2 or whatever the hell it is, you want to use and you want to actually have the real Amtrak trains, and you want to have the real CSX trains or NS or BNSF or CN or whatever. As far as I know, I'm going to have this totally moddable. What won't be moddable is the actual world itself. The world itself will not be based on any prototype. It might be loosely representative of a prototype, but I don't want to be bound to it. I don't want to be bound to, because here's the thing. I saw like I said, I was on Run 8 Depot today, and I was seeing everybody's like, oh, this route, oh, this route, oh, this route. And it was a great conversation because it just proves how many people want the whole freaking world. And guess what? You just can't have it. And developers are stuck between a rock and a hard place because no matter what is popular, I mean, think about what Run 8 has been able to do. And I keep saying Run 8 because Run 8 to me is the standard bearer. They're the ones that I look up to. Are they perfect? No. I see some things that I can do. That, I'll leave it at that. But anyways, I'm not going to worry about waiting for Run 8 anymore. It's silly for me to wait for Run 8. Somebody actually told me that not too long ago, and I'm like, well, yeah, I kind of wanted to because I had faith that they've surprised me before, but that's just to be a user. I don't want to be a user. I want to be a developer. I've wanted to be a developer for a long time. I've wanted to be able to make some money for a long time. I wanted to be able to, get something for a long time. How far this goes, I don't know. I want to make things happen. I'm tired of not making things happen. I'm tired of just bouncing ideas, and I'm tired of just posting YouTube videos to a screen that has nothing. I want to show you stuff. I want to be able to do this. This is why I'm doing this right now, because I got to clean this house, damn it. And I'm running out of time, but whatever. I don't care. This is important because I want to make sure you guys are aware. I don't know when. You're going to probably see it get a little quiet for a while, I would imagine. Especially if I can really get into this thing. I need to learn. I have to go into the YouTubes. I have to start downloading PDFs, whatever the hell it is, ebooks. I don't care what it is. I have to learn this thing. And I need to get into this thing as soon as I can. In reality, as soon as I can. I mean, it could be as soon as this weekend. It won't happen that quick, but my son's ready for it. He wants to learn it, so I thought, okay, well, yeah, I want to learn it too, so yeah, let's go. But, we'll take our time to it. you know, I'm not going to rush it. I'm not in a rush. I want to make sure we do it right. I don't want this. I got some pretty cool ideas um, for what I want to see this first program develop into. And I will show you some pictures and videos of whatever the hell I get, maybe some screenshots, some teasers, once I have something to report. I don't expect that happening for a very long time, which means really, other than maybe some commentary on Run 8, which I still follow, they're getting back to that form. Just speaking of Run 8 for a moment, and it's hard to let go of Run 8 because, you know, and I'm not really letting go. I'm still into Run 8, but I want to mention as far as the whole Run 8 thing, and so that you guys understand what exactly is happening with me. You've got what's happening with Run 8. Okay. You've got basically what's happening with them. And they're gonna, you know, whatever plans they have, they're keeping it very tight. So we don't know what's happening. I'm hearing a lot of noise down here, so I don't know what's going on. But this is where I lost my train of thought, because I don't know what the hell all the noise is about. Anyways, Jesus, Murphy. Don't know what's happening. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Want to get my train of thought open, but you got people bugging dogs up there or something. Who knows? Maybe one of these days I can get enough money that I can get a place of my own. Yeah, maybe. Maybe yes, maybe no. Hey. I'm totally lost my train of thought too, because I'm trying to pay attention to what's going on. I apologize, guys. Shut up. Can you imagine trying to think, and then you've got that, you got dogs running around up there. I like the guys upstairs, I really do, but their dogs get really annoying, especially when I'm trying to think and trying to communicate something. And I'm trying not to let them bother me because I'm trying to get my thought process. All of a sudden I lose my train of thought and I'm like, ruff, 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 ruff. It's like, shut the hell up. And nobody's there to shut them up either. At least not at the moment. I'm just waiting to see if they calm down so I can get my train of thought out. So, I don't know what's going on. Who knows? But, yeah, this whole thing with the Run 8 thing. Whatever is happening with them, I seriously doubt that I'm going to be able... See, as soon as I start again... Shut up! Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Well, they actually shut up. So you got this whole process that's going on between with run 8, waiting to see what happens, and then I wait. You're at the mercy of them. What happened? What they did, 5 or 6 years ago, was they were in the same boat ultimately, although they were a third party developer. But they were always at the mercy of Microsoft Train. And you could say this right in the about this. Me, unfortunately, I'm not so much a third-party developer. What I did was I developed software that was compatible to help use Run 8. And Run 8 was the perfect tool to be able to allow me to do this. But ultimately, the whole thing that's going on right now is it's all about expansion. Everything's about expansion. And the thing about it, it's going to make them money. The truth of the matter is it's going to make them money because if you look at the Run 8 Depot forum of the most recent posts, that's what they want. That's what people want. They want the expansion. They want to be able to run from one side to the other. For me, I'm more of the minority. Yeah, expansion's cool, but at the same time, because of how Run 8 is, and because you need a lot of people, and this was actually commented on as well, because they were talking about different routes. There was kind of a debate and a discussion between having more routes that are isolated, which some people don't like because it's not expanding, and having routes that just continually expand. What people fear, and this is the thing that I've seen happen, anytime a new route or new area comes into play, suddenly, although you will see some growth, eventually you see expansion ends up causing more people to find their favorites and stick with them. We already seen that with Florida. We haven't really seen it too much with Selkirk, I don't think. Selkirk has really not caught. It went through a lot of growing pains, and some routes have more to offer than the others, and some just are just particular areas that I still say Selkirk has got some of the greatest scenery. Just because where they are, a lot of trees, a lot of hills, all kinds of, and the river, the Mohawk River, the Hudson River, there's a lot of potential there. Unfortunately for Selkirk, it's still a double track railroad. It used to be a 4-track railroad. California side, you got the mountains, which is really nice. Cajon's really, really popular. Even the original Mojave sub is awesome. So you have those things that are really, really cool. But then now you're expanding into an area which you started with Needles, and we're in Seligman, and we're out into this whole double track desert thing. It didn't appeal to me. LA appeals to me. Why does LA appeal to me? Well, because it's urban. And I'm curious to see what Run 8 does with it. Maybe that's what's taking so long. I'll be honest. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. Come March, if I start seeing pictures of LA and I think it's kind of fun, I may still go to it. I may still say, yeah, I'm gonna purchase that. Now keep in mind, at least not yet, but eventually I will probably be in a position where I will be, not necessarily competition, but I will be using Run 8 as the measuring stick for what I want to achieve. So, yes, I'm under a non-disclosure agreement. It's been made perfectly clear, and I've mentioned this to you guys a few times. I was once a member of the beta team at the very beginning. Actually, I was a member of the beta team twice if you want to get technical. That's been held over my head a few times, but really I don't know why. Except for some very minor things, really, there's nothing that they have that I can use to my advantage to make money off of my own software that isn't already public. I don't have access to the code. I don't have access to any of the editors. I really don't have access to any game plan or trade secrets or anything for that matter that would jeopardize their product. I don't look to take sales away from Run 8. I want to see Run 8 expand. I want to see Run 8 do great things. I want to see Run 8 succeed. I want to see Run 8 get bigger. I want to see more developers come on. I want to see and apparently that's happening. I guess there's more third-party developers. There's all kinds of things that apparently is happening, although we don't know who and what and where, and because there's really no updates as far as other than what we got in the conversation that was said before December. And we're now into the beginning of February. So people are still anxiously waiting, and we're right in the middle of the winter. The forum activity is great on Run 8 Depot, with the exception that the forum activity might be up there, but from what I'm seeing, the stats tell me that people are not running as much, at least multiplayer. That's at least my opinion. Yes, I see TeamSpeak. Their stats are around 8 to 10. Their number of users are 1 to 2. Those numbers meet RTS servers in the prime. And they probably are very comparable to what Southwest is doing, although I haven't been paying attention to what Southwest has been doing lately, or not so much Southeast. Southeast has a core of smaller users, but they do a lot of switching. So for those of you looking for servers in Run 8, I certainly give Depot Plus a try. I would certainly recommend trying it. If you're looking like for former RTS servers, Southwest and Southeast are the places to go. Scott and Smiley both run Selkirk on a regular basis. Hopefully they'll continue to post on the forums. Run 8 servers will still have information. I will still keep RTS listed on Run 8 servers until I feel that either Smiley or Scott isn't doing anything else. Scott's not officially RTS, but he keeps posting advertising on that. That's great, because that gives people a place to go if what they want to do is looking for a server. This is the beginning, and like I said in the beginning, this is action speaks louder than words. I need the time now to really learn this. I can't fear learning it. This is going to be cool because my son's going to get to learn things too. In fact, we were talking tonight, and my son seems to be really like it. I says, yeah, well, you could become a graphic artist. You can become a 3D designer. You can become all kinds of things. And he thinks, well, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I says, yeah. I says, there's all kinds of careers that you can get into. And I said, they're not teaching you this in school right now, Emmett. I says, we can learn it. You and I can learn this together. Now, the first project or the first program isn't going to be too intensive. It's not going to use all the features of Unreal. I got a few things in particular that are important to me. Signals, I'm a signal geek. So signals are going to be pretty huge. I also like lighting. So those are lighting and signals. Sound is important as well. The cool thing about that is it doesn't take much for me to go to various places and get enough sound recordings and be able to digitize it, remaster it, do whatever I have to do to make it part of the program. So I want this to be an authentic tower. And I won't get into more details. I keep saying that, and then I start getting into details. It's going to be interesting. how I do this, and not until, I mean, I might have some screens of the world as I'm developing it. I have to get into some of the assets. This is a new thing for me, is the asset creation and getting into the 3D stuff. I'm not even too sure if I can do it right in Unreal or if I have to do it through another program, which I know there's some free programs out there. I can look into the pay ones too. I don't care. There's plenty of stuff out there that I can start diddling around in, and just getting a good idea to start things and play around and just try out the engine a little bit and see how it feels, see how I can get it to do different things. Not worry so much about the functionality of the game, but just get the atmosphere, get the feeling, I've already done it where I get the day-night effects come in and that sort of thing, and just get the feel for it. I want to get the feel for how it's going to be. And once I get the feel for how it's going to be, then it's just a matter of time. I don't think this project's going to take entirely long to get into either open release or beta. I don't think it's going to take that long. Or alpha. I mean, the alpha is going to be the first one. We'll see. There's going to require some programming, although honestly, I don't think it's going to require much programming for this initial. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna work with the what do you call that stupid thing? The blueprint thing. But there's going to be at least the random number generator. I think I'm going to have to do that in C. I'm going to have to, because as far as I know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But, haha, I didn't mean that, honestly. So, anyways, it got quiet in here, so that's good. I'll leave it at that. I got lots of work to do. It's probably going to be a late night. I'm going to try to clean up as much as I can. I should have done this. I've been putting off the cleaning, not because I didn't want to clean. I do want to clean. It's just I'm very passionate about this. Oh, here comes the dogs. They're going to start barking in any minute. So, having said that, I'm just going to call it for you guys. I don't know when I'll be back. Who knows with me? I say one thing and then I end up coming back again. So it might be a little while, but I'll keep my eyes open on Run 8 and see if there's any other developments. And if I need a distraction to where I need to play something, first of all, I got subsistence, so I might be doing some subsistence videos down the road too. I think, I still want to be able to do those things, but for me personally, I mean, I got my ways to keep me busy when I want to play something or just relax and entertain myself. We got plenty of those things available for us now. But my main focus going forward now is the RTS project, the RTS Tower project, and then that's going to morph. It's going to be a startup program that will be the standalone program, but that is going to lead, ultimately, it is going to lead to a full-blown railroad simulator. I'm not talking train simulator. I'm talking train simulators, railroad simulators, dispatching, you name it. It's all going to be part of it. And it's going to be in a world that we create, that we develop. There'll be user editors. There'll be you'll be able to edit the trains that you want, the times, the schedules, the variances, all kinds of things. You'll be able to edit those things. But the whole point of the project and the whole concept that I have all along is I want the entire system to be able to run in AI. And you can even railfan it. Anything. The whole thing. Whether it's switching, humping, dispatching, you name it. You can watch a tower operator flick the switch. Well, see, I'm getting into too much stuff. Anyways, I'm getting into too much stuff. Because I don't want to give too much away yet, but let's, before I say too much, so I'll end it now. But it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. I want to do it right now, but I can't. So maybe on the weekend I'll get started, but I got to learn this stuff too. So, you know, unfortunately, I'm going to have to learn and hopefully learn and apply and learn and apply and learn and apply. And before you know it, I'll have an alpha, or I'll have some screenshots at least. So, yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, guys. It's going to take a while. This isn't going to be overnight. So, till then, I'm going to back off on the Wikia. I'm probably going to back off on YouTube for a while too. But you guys want to email me. Facebook, I'm probably going to be disabling very shortly, probably this weekend at some point, probably Sunday. And then you guys want to, you know, you can always leave forum messages or contact me privately on places like Train Sim or whatever. And I'm still following all that stuff, but right now it goes into a learning process. This is the beginning as far as I'm concerned. This is the new beginning for me. Hopefully I don't run into a wall this time, but I don't think so. I think there's way too much upside to run into a wall. If, you know, if we have setback, I'm sure we'll have setbacks, but there's just way too much stuff out there that should be able to help me get through this. And the best thing is I'm not conforming to anything. This is totally my creation. And as I said before, it had nothing to do with Run 8. This has nothing to do with the non-disclosure. This has really very little to do with Run 8. It has nothing to do with Run 8, except that Run 8 at this point isn't meeting everything that I want, and also that I want to make some money. So kill two birds with one stone. Put your own simulator on the map and see what happens. So, looking forward to it. So, got a long ways away. I wish I did this 6 years ago. As much as I love Run 8 and I love my time with Run 8, I wish I did this 6 years ago. Can you imagine where I would have been now? And my God, I mean, I just wish I could have done this 6 years ago. I didn't have the willpower. I have it now though. So obviously I'm in the mood, so I keep on digging at it. So I gotta get off this, and I gotta do some cleaning, and you know, I'm not gonna be developing tonight. Maybe this weekend, and definitely on Sunday. I'm looking forward to Sunday so bad. So this is cool. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.